It's been really busy since we opened, and it's just because people have known, we've marketed well, so people have known that we're coming to this space. As we were doing the place up, they saw the progress through our social media channels, which I think is key to getting people interested in what's developing, especially in local communities, interacting with who's already there as well, and building those relationships with other businesses that are surrounding you. That's had a really good impact on the amount of footfall that we've had. The way that we designed the store is just on my personal taste and what I like whenever I go into a shop. I like an open space, I like something that's related to the products that I sell and that I'm buying, and that comes into the ethos of, well, when it comes to environmentalism, we're reusing as much as the sort of equipment that we can, and looking at what will still look nice but not look too cheap or not look too expensive, and having that good mix within, so it appeals to a lot of different customers, which we seem to, I don't know if it's just a personal thing, I seem to have a knack for it. It's definitely worked for us, and just what do I personally like, what kind of customer do I want to serve, and looking at who they follow and what influences their own design choices, and what there is their preference and what makes them feel safe and not overwhelmed when they come into a shop. Because it's now very common to have eco practices within businesses, schools and colleges, then people are becoming more aware that what is being implemented in their workplace or implemented in their schools or colleges, places that they visit as an individual, they can bring that into what they do at home as well. So they start looking at the sort of environmental impact they have at home, which means that you've got a whole range of people that are doing these sort of things, like recycling and just looking at what they buy and they bring into the home. And that affects everybody because it's everybody's way of life. You've got people who are elderly who used to shop this way, who find it very novel and sort of going down a trip down memory lane because that's the way they used to shop. And then you've also got people who are, this is at the forefront of their minds, because it is what they're being taught at university or schools, and it's in the curriculum now. So children are pestering their parents about it, and workplaces are now implementing this to meet government guidelines and targets to reduce environmental impact. So I think it's definitely bringing people from all walks of life into shops. In your community that you serve, these are your efforts that you're making. People will respect that because you're not just there to take money off them, you're there to have a good impact in their local community. We're looking more into ethics. That's where the biggest majority of footfall comes from, is people are looking for ethical and local to support their local economy, which we didn't know how much it had an impact on an individual living in a community. But the more and more we see empty rows of shops and just charity shops or bookies, we're not seeing lots of independence, and people miss that. They miss feeling like their community has something, which I think is people are looking back to and going, well, how do we bring them back? And people are learning how to bring them back. It's by supporting those ones that are opening up.